Introducing the next iteration of Jake Clover, Chook Driver Extreme. Now, the obvious question has popped up: what is Chook? And it is, according to one of these search engines, the Wiktionary, a hen, a cooked chicken, a chicken dressed for cooking, and a fool. Secondarily, a cooked chicken is equal to a fool. So we've been eating a lot of fools, I think, worldwide. And this is a slang term that is derived from down under over in Australia and New Zealand, because they always need to make up words down under. They even have to, for some reason, call themselves down under. I don't know who came up with that first, the song or just the residents. First, you see there's a yellow chicken, which I don't know why we make chickens yellow. If that's like secretly a Simpsons inspired artistic choice. The chicken is in a truck, and that's my understanding of a truck. And this truck has no trunk, so I'm getting a lot mixed up. And it is effortlessly just plowing through a car, perhaps maybe some sort of sedan or hatchback, probably more of a hatchback. I bet there was like a family in there. And here's another family. This time, though, the car is not being torn apart, so the family at least gets some airtime. And you have... Oh, the chicken is doing a little bit of a left turn. One of the biggest left turns in music. Just like a certain other band everyone is very familiar with, Radiohead. And here is the... You see the back wheels. That's how you know this truck has a flatbed. So we're all very sure that this is one of those trucks that transports contents and materials, just like Home Sweet Home. And these three are right here are like gameplay commentary videos. I thought that these are better than my lack of skill. No, I'm sorry, but it's interesting that there are actually commentary videos posted for this. I think that implies either after this game was made or even before it was posted here, because what you'll notice is that this game was published on July 11th, 2012, and it's possible I'm just guessing. I could do research here, but I mean, it's, it's possible that this was posted on another website. And to describe this game, you have to drive a trick recklessly down the road and crash into everything to fill the destruction meter. Avoid fellow chickens at all costs. Use mouse. This is by Jake Clover. Well, finally. And music by SedativeChunk. Which, SedativeChunk. It just, I don't know, makes you think just a little bit. Obviously, right? This has intense cartoon and fantasy and realistic violence, blood and gore, and alcohol use. Just like one of those horror games that all the VTubers are playing nowadays. It's VTuber bait, clearly. Oh yeah, and you know what? We'll check out the comments and the stats later. We're here for the game, the gameplay. So once again, this game is just stuck in windowed mode, and it does not actually compose itself in full screen. But I can tell that the music itself is composed to be very much reminiscent of like thrash, like 80s thrash. Maybe if you're a Chuck Schuldiner, you don't really want to characterize any metal music as being another genre. Anyway, I'm just playing. And it kind of reminds me of, I think it's Death Odyssey off of the Ultrakill Imperfect Hatred soundtrack. The soundtrack with the blue, or no, why did I say blue? With the orange album cover. Yeah, Death Odyssey by Heaven Piercer, Imperfect Hatred. Imperfect Hatred being the soundtrack album title. Whoa. Anyway, let's actually start the thing. Oh, F1. What is F1? You're not going to show me. Okay, well, we're just driving immediately. Now, something this game actually already does, pretty interestingly. Oh, I gotta avoid that. Apparently, I don't know. Oh, I'm avoiding chickens. That's right. Okay, so I'm avoiding my own kind, right? Which I think is, if I kind of think about it, very like I'm begging. You know, like beggars can't be choosers. Am I begging? Well, because okay, that's what I'm saying, right? Beggars can't be choosers, and it just seems like I'm begging. I'm begging myself not to run into a chicken as I go on a killing spree, as I try to amass road rage to fill up the meter, as if I were some sort of barbarian in a Dungeons and Dragons 5e game, or using an alternative rule set on a 2.5e edition game, trying to be DM'd by one of the more underground hits, the gems, the indie gems of a DM. If you catch what I mean by that. Chickens begin to take over world. Truck driving is one's forte. Why is that their specialty? Unexplained. And I don't even know how I'm supposed to click anything. So I'm just back at it again. Oh, I see so this chicken is clearly making, apparently it's their forte, but nonetheless, you can tell that they make bad decisions because they're imbibing alcohol and alcoholic beverages. Whoa. Oh, okay, I think I avoided it. It's man, it's so hard. This is the micromanagement, right? Fortunately, there really do be exclamation marks, and there are hit markers, Modern Warfare 2 style, and that's my bad. I didn't catch that in time. Whenever I try to write like sentences, just kind of a rare occasion, I always miss the points where I use an exclamation mark. I always use, or exclamation point. The point I miss is the exclamation point. Am I correct? I always use periods instead, maybe commas sometimes. Okay, so how I play: use mouse, drive into stuff, avoid fellow chickens at all costs, fill the destruction meter. Why did I open this? I already knew that. It's so easy to be a chicken. All you have to do is get your own truck, which I played enough Grand Theft Auto to know that I just gotta like walk up to a truck, hit a button, and then the truck is stolen. See, now it's Roadkill Bonanza all over again. It's just two snowballs. You want me to zigzag? It's also pretty hard to like do this in focus. But skill issue. I'm gonna go into every streamer's chat room just to say a skill issue when they're trying to balance their Baldur's Gate 3. What, dude? That's too many. When they're trying to balance their Baldur's Gate 3 tactician level playthrough while reading the chat room, while trying to have a discussion on some sort of value virtuous ethics of trying to be perpetrated by all the old school Romans, while they're actually doing some sort of like subathon in the background, and like one of the subathons is like, get around 3,000 subs, I'm gonna actually put on a Germa video in the background and try to react to the dollhouse and pretend I was there. Real-time simulation 2021. How you gonna figure it out? Because I don't think that was that was a 2021. Well, okay, my bad. I thought it was the 2022 event, but it was actually 2021. Oh no. That actually had me concerned for a little bit. You know, it's actually pretty hard to make me concerned. Like if I saw this chicken, the dude with the bottle in hand, like I'm living in the Chicago maximum destruction. Wait, so I win, right? Apparently winning means I get to encounter the police, and all the chickens are out of the way. They finally respect me for the cooked chicken I am. And I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna drive down the street on my lonesome road. And Yeah, look, think I'm done for the day. Oh, that was it. Wow. See, I think I'm mastering these games at an appropriate pace. Yeah. And I can finally say I am one of the... I actually beat another Jake Clover game. I'm finally giving these games the respect that they deserve after disrespecting them for the last 6 videos or streams, or however, whatever unit of the combination of recorded footage and recorded commentary with sparse amounts of editing plus the actual schedule. Like, how can you classify all that with just a single unit being a video? It makes you think like how complex stoichiometry actually really is. We don't give chemists enough respect, maybe, especially organic chemists. You know, I think we should respect organic chemists just a one level more. Like, we treat them politely. I think we need to start treating them to a more luxury. Give them a little bit you know how we have military discounts? Give a organic chemist discount. When are we doing that ever? I'm simply waiting. I'm at the DMZ and I'm a chemist. I got the chemist card. I don't know where I was going with with that one. So finally, this is the best part of the entire video. The comments, the comments section. This is me trying to uncover treasure in the region surrounding the Bahamas. Orange says, "This is the greatest thing." It's maybe a contender for being one of the greatest things of all time, but I think a lot of people would disagree. For some people, the greatest thing of all time is The Godfather. For other people, it's 2001: A Space Odyssey. If you are someone who is an anime fan, it is the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But if you want to take some dude named Orange in his opinion with you and think that this is the greatest thing, maybe that there's an argument that is impervious to any sort of contest. You know, you cannot contest this. You're not going to see this people debate how that. Okay, let's just move on. Volando at Screen Implosion, which is their actual moniker, classifies this as the best game ever. And once again, it's like, okay, are we just gonna... I know this was 11 years ago, so what came out like before 11 years ago? Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. This is better than Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3? Again, you can argue it. Maybe Volando is actually... this person has played every single game in the last 30 years, but not the ones before that. And maybe chess is actually the best game ever. Lightnick says, "This is amaze balls." I'm guessing this is 10 years ago. June 2013 is when we were saying amaze balls. Is that when Life is Strange 1 came out? Because that's probably the direct connection. Just makes sense if anyone's played that game. Toast. Okay, wow, no, they're just standalone name. "I approve of this game. I need to work on my car explosions." I wonder what they mean by that. There is a metric for measuring car explosions. If your car explosions do not make Germa laugh, you did not actually explode a car. That is the official threshold, the classification. To bring it back to chemistry, you know, it's like the boiling point. If you got your chemical is not boiling, can you really say you're at the boiling point? No. Jelly Gal, the consistent contestant. A fun minigame. The graphical and sound effects make it very fun and satisfying. It's also, as usual, very, very funny. Definitely recommended. Tons of fun for the few minutes it takes to play. And you know what? I think this is kind of the Hall of Fame of this game. Yeah, I 100% agree. And they're not trying to inflate its worth with a subjective lens. This game is not necessarily better than Demon Souls, but you know what? This is pretty fun. Yeah, respect. I don't know what kind of respect I'm lending as credence, but you know, I if I had a hat, a top hat, I would not tip it but I would leave it on out of respect. And also, this is quite the turnaround from the feedback on the last game that revolved around like a bear with paint missiles. This has 4.5k views and 13 likes. Once again, this is just more. This is more attention than the first 4 games, I believe it is. And this is around the same amount of attention as the gallery experience. Now, let's check out what the 2 people on Glitchwave think. Well, this time it has genres. That's good. Parody and driving. I don't know what this is a parody of. It has a 1.31. Should not highlight it. Just covers it up. 1.31 out of 5 from all 3 ratings, which somehow is the same as the game before this one. Well, there's Explosive Tomato Fro is the same rating effectively as the tomato game. And there you go. This person gave it a 4.5 out of 10. The other person gave it a 3 out of 10, and the other one a 4 out of 10. Depending on who you are, this game is a 3 to a 4.5 out of 10. And maybe these guys are on something, right? Maybe this is not the greatest game of all time. Maybe it's not definitely recommended. Maybe but it depends, right? How critical you want to be. What's your background? I don't know. I'm just kind of joking. All right, I'm choking on my own words here. Wow, finally we get to review the game. Besides the other media review, the mechanics: drive down the road and swerve using mouse. Pretty much how you. That's it. That's basically how you control the truck with a chicken in it. Resource management: there is a destruction bar that you must fill up, and you have to avoid chicken. I think avoiding chicken counts as resource management, because technically the chicken is your sort of life bar, right? You have 1 life. You hit a chicken, you lose that life. Is this fun? Yeah, I actually think this is probably the game I had the most fun, but that's because of, as always, it's a little bit of a skill issue because I suck at the other games, but this game was actually apparently pretty easy to get a hold of. And to me, the fact that I just managed to master it so much quicker than the other ones, and yeah, I had like an entire manuscript full of rants I was going to go through, but no, I couldn't get to them, so because I was just so good at this one. So, but all in all, I had some fun. Graphics: I would say this reminds me of Rainbow Kitty and Roadkill Bonanza. It's very much unlike Splodum, Draco, or Gallery. The other 3 games. If anyone remembers those games, right? Because we're along for the ride here. Yeah, kinda has the Tomato Fro look, just a little bit, not full on, just a little bit. So the soundtrack is clearly just thrash metal, pretty much the type of thing you would hear back in the 80s. The sound design basically revolves around explosions and destruction. I think when you hit a chicken, you hear the car screeching to a stop. Story and writing. So apparently the chicken is trying to take over the world, and what this chicken does best is truck driving. I mean, that's about it. Clearly, the alcoholic chicken cares for its fellow chicks. Is it repetitive? In my opinion, no, because the game is just right as a challenge. Victory can be achieved reasonably quick with some learning. Where does it stand in the wider scheme of all things gamer? Honestly, so what is this? This is a driving game? I don't think this is really a driving game, right? When we think of driving games, we're usually thinking of Forza Motorsports or Gran Turismo, maybe Colin McRae's rally games. This isn't really that kind of driving game. Unfortunately, I don't really know other games that come to mind immediately. I know I've played other games like this where you're simply moving and you determine what direction you're going side to side using the mouse. It doesn't really come to mind. So it's not really a traditional fighting game, and the simple controls are definitely found elsewhere, but I cannot name the games with those controls. Where does it stand amongst the work of the developer? In my opinion, it's just right as a challenge. It is also quick and simple, but it still has the iconic gotchas or gothkas and the difficulty of the other games. However, I am biased because I beat this game quickly, so much more so than the other games before this one. And obviously, like Rainbow Kitty, anyone can beat that game. That's not really that much of a challenge. So yeah, I'm surprised I kind of already did it. Already I'm already done with this. Something's wrong if I'm already done. Because usually this goes for another 10 minutes. I mean, I guess I just end it. GG's. Good games. I guess. Yeah, usually something goes wrong about now, but no, not this time. Yeah. Okay, good games.